Hello everybody and welcome back to Visit Fylde Coast. This, as you all know, is my little comedy partner.
I'm not a comedy.
She is.
I'm not.
Back in the
Croaking, I'm
roast.
sorry.
Yes, we're both croaking today. I'm not quite as bad as I was the other day, but now she's croaking. She's back in the roast and back where she belongs after her little escapade at Blackpool Victoria Hospital. Again. So we've decided we're going to do a new series called Chrissie's Capers.
Save me typing a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to do a more interesting video blog this time instead of a typewriter one. So don't forget, make sure that you've subscribed to Visit Fylde Coast. Make sure that you've hit that bell for notifications, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because she needs all the likes she can get. As of course do I. So, my favourite phrase, where shall we begin?
At the very beginning, where else
It's a very
do you
good
start?
place to start.
It's like this. My domestic come,
Char lady.
carer, come doctor,
Mother.
advisor. We've swapped roles.
Yes.
I'm sorry about this croak. I can't help it. And she'd nagged and nagged for the cardiac nurse to come and do my bloods because they'd all been looking at me in our house and seeing I didn't want to eat. I started literally shaking like that and no control.
And the legs went wobbly.
Oh yeah, legs, don't forget legs. And I just generally felt tired. Nothing that you could sort of say.
Like me.
Do you get tired?
No.
I'm getting my own back. I keep saying now, you know what I've done all my life, waiting on this lot hand and foot.
Anyway, carry on.
She came on that Friday.
Last Friday.
Yeah, which is a good job because they wanted to come the Friday that's just gone.
Next Friday.
Yeah. No, that's Friday.
This Friday.
This Friday. It would have been coming last Friday.
It would have been tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Because we're videoing this on Thursday the
Yeah.
17th of March. In the sunshine.
So, I said to her when she did it, I hope I don't hear anything from the Vic when you've done these. And guess what? 5:15, Jane's phone went.
I think it was nearer to 6 o'clock actually.
It weren't. We just
Really?
finished tea. And Jane's phone went and she looked at me and I knew. So off we went. Kevin took me because this one, my domestic, was made up with cold.
Yes.
And
it
couldn't
was.
go near an hospital. So any excuse.
Plus which, I don't think a hospital is a suitable place for a woman on her own to be wandering around very late at night, which you would be when you came home.
There were lots of people about though. Lots of cars.
Right,
Lots of
carry on.
people.
No, and I didn't mean when you went in, I meant when Kevin came out at 11.
Oh no, that first time a fortnight ago it was 2 o'clock in
Exactly.
the morning.
Exactly.
So anyway,
And who would make videos if I got knocked in the neck? You. Carry on.
anyway, she's interrupting again.
Me.
Anyway, off I went into A&U, an hour and a half wait to actually be seen. But the corridors were lined with people in bed. It was so busy. So I knew what I were in for. I knew I were in for calcium slow feed drip. I knew I was in for an insulin and glucose slow drip, better be or else. And I threatened them not to push this insulin and glucose in quick. So this middle-aged doctor held my hand. I promise that we'll drip it through slowly and check on you every 5 minutes. This is where you go when you're in acute emergency and at a lot of
A bit
risk.
like on Casualty.
Yeah, because as the consultant said to me later, it's something you can put right, it's a simple thing, But if you ignore it, you die. So what do you do?
How many times is that?
Yeah. So she's counting. She's after me money.
I know where it is. Carry on.
So that worked. They did it in 2 halves. So on Saturday night, they moved me upstairs into a sort of a holding area for people who were coming from EU critical as you go in. And we went down the ward and I could feel myself going. I thought, here we go. So my heart rate speeds up to going on for 150, not nice, not advisable. I'm sorry it's croaking. But anyway...
Fish your microphone out from underneath there.
But anyway, I woke up, I go into like a diabetic coma, I've been told is what it's like. Absolutely drowned in sweat as though somebody had thrown a bucket of water all over me and all over the bed. And the first thing I remember is this nurse saying, come on, let's have your nightie off. And she peeled it off like a banana. She literally did. My sheet was sodden and she left all them. So I had to have an hospital gown on.
And a wet sheet.
And a wet sheet.
Right, I see, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I was moved 4 times in Friday, Saturday. What day am I on? Anyway,
came home on Tuesday.
In about 3 days I was moved wards about 4 times, which is very unsettling because the place is so busy that you've got to see it to believe it. They're just shoving beds everywhere, in and out of your ward, shoving one here, shoving one there. And I thought, I can't take any more of this. And the last ward I ended up on, I was in the middle of the ward. No bay, no curtains, like a goldfish in a bowl, and that I don't like. Excuse me. If anybody knows me, they'll know that. So, they fetched me up at 8:15, halfway through eating my Weetabix, as though they needed my bed quickly. And Kevin came visiting, I think it was 4:30 he came, to 5:30. Because you've got to book. You've got to book a slot for a named visitor, and only one's allowed. So that's all he could get. And I saw him and I just burst into tears. In the middle of this ward at 5:15.
Right down middle.
So he says, what's the matter? I mean, for all I've just, died and gone to heaven, God knows how many times, I've just held up, haven't I?
Yeah, you've been very good.
I've not cried once, I've not done anything.
Yeah, she's been very good.
And they've been talking about moving me again to another ward, which would be 5 in 3 days.
I said that she should ask whether or not they knew that she was a celebrity.
I'm not, nobody would know. And I've taught people before.
You should have said, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here.
Exactly, but you didn't. It's all right saying that, but you didn't. And, I'd had enough. So Kevin went, striding off, he says, I'll find somebody. And because I'd not even seen a doctor or had anything to tell me what they were doing in all this time. So he brought this lovely consultant back. Very nice. He looked...
Life ain't old dog yet.
Definitely. He looked quite posh and dressed beautifully. And I'll tell you this much, he was the first person that has ever explained thoroughly what's going on with my body that belongs to me. Because everybody thinks they own my body and I have to be kept in the dark.
She took very, very careful note of this nice consultant.
Oh, I did.
Even described his shoes when
I
she
did.
came home.
He got beautiful leather shoes on and a matching belt. And really tight trousers. No, I weren't really looking at that. It was his overall.
Carry on digging.
I tell you, 77 and I'm still going strong. So it just looks so clean and composed.
And in charge.
And yeah, I would have said you were 30 35, 36.
Cradle snatcher.
A bit young, really. But anyway, and he stood there and explained everything that should have been told to me, well, months ago. And I just felt so much better. It's as if we can, because they've had to cut some drugs out that obviously were making my potassium levels go sky high, which can kill you just like that. So if we'd have waited while that Friday after, I would have been dead by now, yeah. I would have been dead. No two ways.
Very trembling.
And it would have been very, very, very quiet in here. I said to them when I came back home, has it been quiet then? Because they were all sat eating round the table. No noise, no nothing. And they said, yeah. So I never stopped talking.
No, she's never stopped talking since she came out of hospital in January.
No.
What? You've not? when she came out of her stupor, she started talking and she's never stopped since. Carry on.
I've got a lot to tell you.
Exactly.
Where were I?
You'd had your consultant and it told you that they were changing your drugs.
So they've taken 2 heart one, and what's that other one?
If anybody takes it, it's eplerenone, which is a potassium-retaining diuretic, and candesartan, which is a blood pressure tablet that she was put on in exchange for ramipril, because the ramipril gave her the cough. So she's been taking off both of them, because both put your potassium up.
It goes up.
So as you can see, she's now in fine fettle.
So anyway, that last word I went on, we had a comedian there. And between the two of us, I think it'll have gone very quiet now we've come home. Because, well, this I'll not name her, but this particular woman...
It was very funny, apparently.
It was very funny, and
she
just...
sent in me text saying, I'm this, that, and other, and I'm what?
And she kept bringing me things, and I'd not been in 2 minutes, and food came, and obviously I'd not ordered that because I'd not been on that ward the day before, so I had to have what I were given. And I had this plate full of, well, the second day, the first day, it would have kept a workman going for 10 weeks. The plate, I joke not, was piled high. There were about 6 massive roast potatoes, mashed potatoes, great big lumps of cauliflower, carrots, and what else were there? There was some kind of meat. And I just took one look and I couldn't eat it. Oh my God. They cook for 10 men and they bring you it's 3 course, luxury, twice a day, as well as your breakfast. And they bring, of course, this lady had brought a big bottle of Daddy's sauce in with her.
Oh,
and she kept saying,
she brought it from
oh
home.
yeah,
Right.
well yeah, and she to make it taste nice.
I thought you were talking about them little sachets.
So the second day, again, I'd not ordered it, so I got landed with this plate full of stew, potatoes, veg, etc. And I took one look at that and thought, I wouldn't have ordered that. I mean, somebody's having salad today, and yesterday that I ordered. So she says, have some brown sauce. So round she comes to me, throwing brown sauce on it, and it did make it better. That were it. Friends for life. So every time I had something to eat, do you want brown sauce on? No, I'm all right, thank you. Go on, have some brown sauce. Anyway, when
so it's a new saying at our house, have you got any brown sauce?
Well, I've got to say, I buy Chrissie Blackwell's fruity sauce, and it's a small bottle.
That goes nowhere.
That goes nowhere by the time there's 3 of us used it. And it's not cheap, is it? It's about going for £1 now, I bet. Terrible. And she got a really big bottle of Daddy's, I'm advertising, of Daddy's sauce. And she didn't tell me how much it were, but, well, it tasted just like it, Cross and Blackwell.
We'll have to get some.
So when she were going home yesterday morning, she'd been told she definitely were, because she's been in and out. She's got a long-standing problem. and she's been in and out like I don't know what. So she comes tripping across to my bed and brings me a cup, you know, one of these paper cups they have, and 2 sachets of brown sauce in. That's me going away present, she said. 2 minutes later, back she comes with a little packet of butter. You can have that as well. Because they never give you enough butter, which they don't. You're going to think I'm mad. What else did she bring?
Sugar.
Yeah,
salt.
she brought me. She brought me.
She got full condiments.
I had to ask for some sugar to go on my Weetabix in the morning. They'd not brought any, and she came running across to me. She says, "Here, there are about 4 or 5 packets of that shape Costa sugar that long slim ones." So she plonks them down, and then nurse came back and brought me about 6 or 8 sachets of other sugar. Oh, I would have been diabetic, wouldn't I? So they went in cup, and then I wanted a bit of salt, which I've kept off as much as I can, because they brought me this fish in. Well, I'd asked for it actually, this meal, and they brought me this fish in lemon sauce. I thought, oh, that sounds not too bad. Can't do a lot to that. They didn't, because you couldn't taste it. Honestly, I swear to God, there was no taste whatsoever. So this woman's shouting, "Brown sauce, do you need it? Brown sauce across the ward, opposite side." I says, "Oh no," I says, "I've got this fish in lemon sauce." "Oh, right, are you sure?" I says, "No." So, I mean, brown sauce and white fish in lemon sauce. Doesn't sound right, does it?
No, carry on. Speed up.
I'm speeding up. So, anyway, I had a few mouthfuls and I shouts,
Brown sauce.
"Bring me brown sauce." So off she comes. I weren't opening my sachets. So off she comes. Brown sauce everywhere. And honestly, it tasted a lot better. But the woman across from me, next to that woman, she says, "What's this white lump on my plate?" Just like that. And this other woman shouting, "It's fish.
Do you want some brown sauce?
Do you want some brown sauce?" Oh, do you know, we had some right laughs on that ward. It was really comical, honestly.
Well, I've left a bag in the bottom of the wardrobe that's got like toothpaste and knickers and a towel in it.
She's getting rid of me.
Yeah. So perhaps next time you go in, we ought to put a bag
I'm not going in again.
in.
I am not going in again. When we were coming home, I said to Kevin, I will rot on the settee before I go back in there, because that's how I feel.
Until next time.
No, I'm not.
Bet you. Shall we take a bet, viewers? I bet that next time there's something wrong with her that can only be put right in the hospital. I bet she goes
knocked on
back in.
death's door enough, and I'd stop on my settee first. This could have all been done in a day, in 24 hours.
Exactly. So anyway, we've got another funny story to tell you.
5 days I were in.
Yeah, you might be familiar with these little gadgets, viewers. They are what's called a pulse oximeter. And you stick it on the end of your finger like that, and it takes your oxygen levels.
And your pulse.
Works out whether or not your lungs are delivering enough oxygen into your body. And we bought this little gadget when the whole COVID thing started. Because Kevin went all safety officer, didn't he? And decided that we needed to be...
We needed a thermometer.
Yes, and we got a thermometer. We got one of them point and shoot ones. We'd already got a blood pressure monitor, so we've got the full kit. We've got the full kit to do obs with. So this, before all this started, her obs were measuring 93, 94 her oxygen levels, which is too low. And I kept saying, it's too low. And she kept going, well, she does that when she doesn't want to answer. She does that. And that's the one. That's the face.
Don't.
You do. You do. You've got a certain way of going.
It's called I'm not listening.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, So then when she got into the Vic, and they were only satisfied with a pulse oxygen level of like 97, 98, 99. I think the penny finally dropped that 93 were too low. Anyway, you would not believe how many times we've tried to measure her oxygen levels with one of these little gadgets and got nothing.
Dead.
You put it on the end of a finger. Let's have a go and see whether it works, shall we? You put it on the end of a finger and it's got a reading on it. So you just press that little button, and it gives you. Can you see there's a little? Just bend your hand down a little bit because it's not. So these little numbers are supposed to come up and give you a reading, and it's not working. Oh, it's done it. It's done it. 99 and 74. So 98. So a pulse oxygen is 98 and a pulse rate is 74 at the moment.
It's not been that since Adam were alive.
I've just done her obs just before we started doing this, and it hasn't been that low for months.
It's weird because...
Months and months.
And it's right because when she did my blood pressure,
that measures
it measures your pulse rate as well. And it's usually hovering round about 100, which is starting to get into for a heart failure. It's not happy.
No.
And they kept
Dangerous.
saying, your pulse is too high.
Dangerous, I think, is the word you're looking for. So I've got her a little book. Brenda, when you're watching this, you'll be proud of me.
You will. Big for your handbag, though.
Yeah, big for your bag. So I've coloured the days when she's in hospital in pink. I've written all the appointments down so we can write all her obs in. And I said, next time you go in, you can take this with you because they've asked us to do obs daily. You can take it with you, and then you've got all your information. So we've got the drug list in the back, and what about that, Brenda? So as you can see, she's back. She's found her
I'm
appetite.
back.
She's found her appetite.
Yeah.
She's back on to what time are we having tea?
What's for tea?
Muffin, as you can see in the corner, feels a lot better now that she's come back, because I think his nerves are bad as well, because he's done nothing but jump up and down and
lick,
twiddle, and he's got this thing where he sits,
when he's
you know,
stressed.
the dog sits with his feet like that. He's got this thing where he licks as if he's licking his foot, but he's licking in midair, and he just goes.
When he's stressed, he does it.
Coco's oblivious.
He's not bothered.
He's not bothered.
I don't think these are bothered. I think they've enjoyed it quiet, haven't you?
No, it's been very quiet. It's nice to have you back.
Are you being facetious?
No, I wouldn't dream of it.
You would.
Absolutely.
You've got
not.
that silly look on your face.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. So we thought that might be a more interesting way of bringing you up to date.
You see, when you write down facts that you're doing in an hospital, you don't get that atmosphere.
No. So we shall hopefully, now that the weather's starting to abate slightly, and I can take my comedy partner out, and it's not raining horizontally and blowing a 90-mile-an-hour gale. I'm hoping that when we've got sort of colds and coughs and whatnot,
and weather,
that we'll be going back out again on our rounds.
I need to put some weight on.
Yeah, she looks fine sat down, but
yeah,
believe me,
I'm
when
like
she
a
stands
skeleton, a bent one.
She's very little. She's about that big. Oh, yeah.
I've gone into an old woman overnight, and I don't like it.
Until next time.
Yes.
We will see you and all.
We'll give your ears a rest.
Yes. If you've managed to stick with us until the end of this video, well done, congratulations.
No medals given out yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah. Anyway, bye-bye, take care, and thank you once again, all the wonderful people who have wished me well, prayed for me, and it's just been so uplifting. And I genuinely mean that. You've no idea how much it's boosted me and helped me get better. To think that people care. So thank you for everybody who's bothered
Yeah.
to make a comment.
Thank you from the
Thank
heart
you.
of our
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah,
It's been really nice.
it has.
So, until next time,
Bye-bye, everybody.
we will see
We'll leave you
again.
in peace.
Which kids program did they used to do that?
I don't know.
Bye bye, everybody.
Sounds like Andy
Andy
Pandy.
Pandy. Bye
Bye-bye, everybody. Wouldn't you like to live with us? This is what we like.